know what it was? What was it, Marty? Well, it was in Arizona, I'll tell you that right now. Ron, they were looking at some dirty pictures and they wanted me to look too. Well, Marty, what did you do? Well, I said, look, guys, I like you a lot and I want to play with you, but I can't look at those pictures. I just can't do it. Well, what did they say, Marty? They said, oh, Marty, come on. Your parents are in the house. No one will see.
Smut cave, smut cave, smut cave, smut cave.
What is that, a quarter? Wait a second. Back up for a second. Quarter of my house. Who the fuck are you, man?
My name is Alex.
Yeah?
I'm a illustrator.
There's a man in my house. He said he broke into my house. No, you're gonna stay right there. He said he's painting a fucking rhino in my house. He ran into my house.
The other quarter of it. Sean, I got you. I made you a cake, man. I made you a present. I know it's your birthday.
I don't want your fucking cake, man. I don't want your fucking cake. Get away from me, bro. Okay? Okay, hello? No, I don't. Get the fuck away from me, man. And that's why I fucking can't.
Well, hello. Welcome back to the Smut Cave. I'm your host, the Spelunker. We're here at the top of the pops, the rump of the roast, New York City, following through on our Artists in Motion series. I'm joined today by another excellent man of genius and artistic creativity, Mr. Alex Pardee.
Oh, hi, I didn't see you there.
Oh, quite all right. I'm here. Now, I gotta level with you, Alex. I've been peeping a lot of your work on the streets and about town, and I'm getting a strong nightmarish vibe. Are you plagued by nightmares or demonic visions? And if so, what's that all about?
No, I actually have probably, with the exception of very few times, I have really mundane and boring dreams. And I'm not sure if it's because I spend my day daydreaming and wishing that I could be scared, or because I am just boring. I don't know. Not very many things like movie-wise or anything scares me, so I like that feeling. And I spent a lot of my life being scared, and so it's a different type of feeling, but I always was attracted to like things like haunted houses or things like horror movies or things like that, just because I like the idea of getting scared by something that you know is not real.
I feel like there's also the other end of the spectrum that you represent, which is the cutesy side of things, where we see the beasts and the goopy monsters and things, but there's also like a cute kitty element that has somehow wandered into the nightmares. Can you comment on what you want to say by making these things collide?
I like to confuse people with a lot of the artwork that I do. Not purposely, I just saw a reaction of confusion when I first started doing stuff, and it was funny. So, I don't know, I like to mix, I like the juxtaposition of things. I like to confuse people's emotions. I like putting bright colors with dark subject matters and vice versa. And it's just always seemed to not only like, I don't know, I think people take things a lot more serious than they should too. Not with like life issues, but just like in general, like people over critique things and everything. So if you can just have fun with things, it's like, why make like a dead person this color that they should be? Why not make them bright green and confuse people? And it's fun. So that's kind of always been just the way that I've been going, is just have fun with things and confuse people, give them something to like go, oh, I want to like think that's gross, but I can't because it's pink. You know, so.
No. Oh, excuse. Sorry, not used to this much direct sunlight. So, thank you. So, I've seen your work. I've seen paintings, video work, art direction, graphical designs. As far as Alex Pardee goes, where is the artist most at home? At what medium, in what kind of artistic zone do you feel completely comfortable?
I have a hard time thinking that I'm comfortable anywhere or doing anything, but as far as like my favorite, most therapeutic kind of artistic form is got to be with line art, like, you know, just brush and ink and pen and ink, and so I enjoy the consistency of just taking a brush and ink and just kind of like, you know, wigging out on that and just doing line work and everything. I think a lot of my work I like playing around with different stuff. I like watercolors, I like acrylics, I like cutting out things now, I like doing all this other stuff, but a lot of the consistent materials that I use is mainly the line art. I've tried to like pull back on some of the line art sometimes, because, you know, it's not like, I don't know, people are always like, hey, you should do something else, and like I try, but I really enjoy it. I feel like it's something that I'm comfortable with doing, so, you know, I think it brings a lot of a life to stuff, so, you know, that's pretty much what I've been doing mostly.
Sweet.
Hey Ted, me and Ross are going to the gym. Want to come with us? Ted?
Moving into your video work, I noticed a tremendous reverence to the horror genre. Could you maybe tell me how horror movies have played a role in forming your artistic identity, and what kinds of horror really move you?
I don't know if the actual horror influences show so much in my work, other than the fact that there's some kind of horrific things or some kind of monstrous elements, but I was completely raised off of horror movies. My dad was a horror movie fan, and he got me into horror movies at an earlier age, and I was lucky to be, I guess, alive during the VHS boom, where there was just thousands upon thousands of horror movies that, like, you know, I wasn't even really allowed to rent when I was younger, but then as I got older, it was like all the video stores were dying, and they were just like selling off their movies, and they were renting movies for 10 for $1, and being kind of introverted and just drawing at home, like, I was just, you know, obviously drawn to the cover art in the beginning, and then it was just like, I still to this day don't really know what draws me to being so in love with horror movies, but generally, if we're speaking of a genre, it's like 80s horror movies are the ones that I grew up off of, so that's like what I love. The fascination that I have with seeing rubber monsters and prosthetics and actual skin ripping and knowing that it's fake is just hysterical. You know, to me, I love it.
That's cool. That's cool. That's very cool. So
You're cool.
thank you. I try. I do what I can.
You're one of the coolest, I think, is what I've read.
Well, I think you read correctly then.
I'm a good reader.
What would you say about the future? Your future, our collective future. What's ahead, Mr. Pardee?
I think in the year 2029, there's a character named John Connor who's going to be sent back to our time to stop our future, because our future is going to be destroyed by Skynet. Aside from that, I can't really predict the future of anything. All I can do is continue doing my artwork to the best of my ability and continue not really giving a shit about what it looks like.
Fucking A. Now, the one question I like to ask everyone who comes on my show at some point or another, what's really interesting to me is, what is the worst thing that you've ever seen on the internet? Smut cave, smut cave, smut cave, smut cave.